and I will mute myself. All right. Uh, I will start now the lesson. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's class of the beginner's grammar. Today we are going to talk more about modal verbs. Last weekend we talked about must and mustn't and don't need to. And then on Sunday we had some revision about present perfect and past simple. And today, as I said last week, we are going to continue the modal verbs. So we have should, shouldn't, and ought to. That's unit 32 in the book if you have it. So let's go. It's a very simple to use, very similar to what we had before. Let's go quickly about when do we use it. So should means you should do something, means it's a good idea to do something, or it's the right thing to do it. So for example, you Tom doesn't study enough, he should study harder. So it's a good thing if Tom studies harder, so Tom should study harder. It's a good film, you should go and see it. Well, it's a good film. You should go and see it. It doesn't mean it's something the right thing to go see a movie. It's not the right or wrong thing to see a movie, but it's a good idea. You should see the movie. When you play tennis, you should always watch the ball. So when you play tennis, like you should watch the ball so that you can hit the ball and it doesn't hit you. It's a good idea to watch the ball. So how do we go about using should? As before with other modal verbs like must or mustn't or may or might, we have our modal verb should, and then after it comes the infinitive. So whatever the subject is, I, we, you, they, he, she, it, we have should, or the negative version of it, shouldn't or should not, and then the infinitive. Do, stop, go, watch, and so on and so forth. We have also the negative version of should, which is shouldn't. So you shouldn't do something means you it's a good idea not to do it, or maybe it's not the right thing. So you shouldn't is, as I said, should not, similar to before, mustn't is must not. And so, for example, like a couple of examples, Tom shouldn't go to bed so late. So Tom sleeps late, so he shouldn't go to bed so late. It's a bad idea, or it's not a good thing to do to go to bed so late. You watch TV all the time. You shouldn't watch TV so much. So it's the watching TV too much is not a good thing to do. So you shouldn't watch TV so much. And then, for example, you shouldn't go outside right now. So it's not a good idea to go outside. So it's not a good thing to do. Then a lot of the times you will hear this, people saying, I think something should. And that's a lot of the time is an opinion, رأي بالعربي. So it's about, okay, it's not about good or bad, like something good people do or bad people do. It's not this. It's just an opinion. So I think, Lee, I think you should buy this dress. Like, I think it looks good. My opinion, it looks good. And maybe it's a good idea to buy it. It's not necessarily a good thing to buy a dress or a bad thing. It just, I think it's a good idea. I think, a couple of examples here, I think Lisa should buy some new clothes. So I think it's a good idea that Lisa buys new clothes. Maybe she hasn't bought clothes in a while and she needs new clothes. It's a good idea. She doesn't need the clothes, she has clothes, but it's just a good idea. It's late. I think I should go home now. So it's late. I think I should go home now. It's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, in my opinion, to go home now. So yeah, because it's late. Shall I buy this coat? Yes, I think you should. So you're asking for opinion. Should I buy this hat? Should I buy this phone? Should I buy this or that? And then people will be like, oh, well, I think you should. I think you shouldn't. And if if we want to say, if you want to do the opposite version of this, we would say, oh, I don't think you should do something, or I don't think somebody should do something. So I don't think you should work so hard. I think it's a good idea for you to relax a bit and not work so hard. So I don't think you should work so hard. Or we can say, I think you shouldn't work so hard. So we can have the negative at the beginning or at the end. You will hear it both ways. I don't think we should go yet. It's too early. We are at a, let's say, at a meeting, a party, meeting friends, and then it's nice, but then we don't want to uh, go, we don't want to go to like to go out yet, to go yet. And then we can ask an opinion for people. Do you think? And then should. So because we use here I think or I don't think, that's present simple. So we ask the question in a present simple form. So we use our helping verbs as we talked before, do, does, and then we go with our subject. So you, I, he, she, it, they, and then we have our verb is think, and then the rest of the sentence. They should, he should, I should, he shouldn't, and so on and so forth. Do you think? So you, because you, we use do for present simple, and then think will be the infinitive of it, and then the rest of the sentence. So do you think? And then I should buy this hat. So the first part is in question form. We have our verb first, then our subject, then sorry, our aiding verb first, our helping verb first, do or does, and then our subject, and then the main verb think in the infinitive form. And then the rest of the sentence is a normal sentence. I should buy this hat. What time? Again, it's a question form. The first part, do you think? Or which is the question part of I think, I don't think, do you think? And then the rest of the sentence is a normal non-question sentence. We should go home. Do you think I should buy this coat? Do you think she should work harder? And so on and so forth. We have also, so we before we had must, and must is a stronger version of should. We can use it for opinions as well. So it's a good film, you should go and see it. Or it's a fantastic film, you must go and see it. So it's a bit of a stronger opinion. We also use it for something that's allowed or not allowed, or something that needs to happen. So you must pay taxes on time. This is something that is very necessary. But I can also use it for opinion. Oh, this is a great book. You must read it. I'm not saying somebody will come and force you to read it, but I'm just expressing a strong opinion. يعني رأي قوي بالعربي. أنا بقول لك لا، ده أنت لازم تشوفه، مش يبقى شيء كويس إن أنت تشوفه أو لا. And then we have another version of should, or something we can say should is ought to. So ought to is similar to should. We just replace should with ought to. Again, it comes with any subject. It's a good film. You ought to go and see it. It's a good film. We ought to go and see it. And and for any subject the same. I think Lisa ought to buy new clothes. We can say exactly the same sentence by saying I think Lisa should buy new clothes. So instead of should, we have ought to, and we know that after to, we have the infinitive anyway of our verbs. Um, and then our exercises here, we will go through the first one. where we have to complete the sentences using you should. So the first one, and then we have a list of verbs, and then we use it in the sentence. When you play tennis, you should watch the ball. So there's a ball coming, you should watch the ball to hit it with your racket and to avoid any injury. So here we used watch. And then the next sentence, it's late and you are very tired. So we used watch, and so we want we in the exercise we always use you should. So here we will have you should, and then our verb to sleep is go to bed. So you should go to bed. So we used here go. And then the next sentence, plenty of fruit and vegetables. So we have, it's a good idea, like to eat uh, plenty of fruit and vegetables to be healthy. So we have fruits, we have vegetables, and then it's a good idea to eat a lot of them. So for fruit and vegetables, of course, it's eat, not wear or visit. Hopefully not where. So as we have before, you should, that's all the sentences will start with you should, and then you should eat plenty of fruit and vegetables. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the YouTube comments. لا بل in Arabic لو عندكم أي أسئلة يا ريت تكتبوها في التعليقات وهنحاول نجاوب عليها. If you have time, the Science Museum, it's very interesting. So we all know a museum where you go see like old stuff, paintings. In the case of Science Museum, it's maybe devices or like old TVs. So if you have time, you should visit the Science Museum because we have wear, visit, take. You cannot take the Science Museum, you cannot wear it, so you visit. You go, visit means to go to, so you visit the Science Museum. So you should visit the Science Museum. It's very interesting. When you're driving, you should wear a seatbelt. So we have with seatbelts, we use wear. In Arabic, we say the same thing. We would say بتلبس الحزام. So we use the same thing for a seatbelt. So you should wear a seatbelt. You should wear a seatbelt. We have visit also used from before. So our last one, well, we know it's take, but let's look at the sentence. It's too far to walk from here to the station. Then we have you should take a taxi. So take, we can use it with transportation. You take a taxi, you take a bus, you take a train. So we use take for transportation. Um, we can say ride the bus or take the bus. So we say usually take a taxi. And we say it in other languages as well. In Arabic, we say take a taxi, آخذ taxi, أو we can say a lot of things like this. So we have this. We finished with exercise 32.1, and then we are on to exercise 32.2, where we write about the people in the picture. So we have a list of pictures, and then we would use he or she shouldn't. So we have the first sentence is the mother talking to her daughter and telling her, "Oh, you watch TV too much." So the advice, if we want to give advice, we shouldn't. You shouldn't watch TV too much, or you shouldn't watch too much TV. So this is the advice to the girl. The second one, you eat too much. So if we want to give advice to that person, we would say he has a lot of food. We would say he shouldn't eat too much. So too much means like usually it's a negative way of saying. So eat too much means eat a lot. Uh, Drink too much, drink a lot. It's not like you drink, like it's always used in a negative kind of way of meaning. So we always say when we say something is too much, that means oh, there's a lot of this. This it's not a good idea to have this, to have a lot of this. Then the next sentence, you work too hard. So we have a coworker here. She looks tired and stressed, and her colleague is saying you work too hard. So the advice for her will be she shouldn't work too hard. And then the last one here, you drive too fast. So this guy, he has a sports car, he likes it, he's driving fast, and then the his friend is telling him, well, you're driving too fast. So of course it's dangerous to drive too fast, and we'll say he shouldn't drive too fast. Um, all right. So the next exercise, you're not sure what to do, so you ask a friend. We will ask questions with, do you think I should? So, as I said before, we can use I think I should, or I think you should, or do you think I should? It's asking for advice. So I'm asking you, do you think? And then I'm asking advice about something I will do. So do you think I should buy this shirt? Do you think I should take this job? And so on. So we'll look at the examples. The first one is answered. So you are now in a shop and you're buying a jacket. You're trying on a jacket, and you look at the jacket, you look in the mirror, you like it, but you're not sure. So you ask your friend, do you think I should buy this jacket? So you're asking your friend if it's a good idea to buy this jacket. You're asking them their opinion. They look at you like, okay, it fits you or it doesn't fit you, and then they will answer you. The next one, you can't drive. So you ask your friend, so you can drive, but your work is very far and maybe you can get a car. So you ask for an opinion. Do you think, as I said before, for these questions, the first part of the sentence is in the form of the questions. Do you think? So we have verb first, then subject, but then the rest of the sentence is the normal sentence, not a question. So it will be, do you think I should learn how to drive? All right. Then we go to the next one where you don't like your job. So you work a lot of time, the pay is not good, you don't enjoy what you're doing, it's very far. So maybe you're asking about another job. So you ask your friend, hey, like I don't like my job. Do you do you think I should get another job? So again, first part is in the form of the question, do you think? Verb first, then subject, and then the rest of the sentence, I should get another job, is just normal sentence. We have our subject, then our verb is should. And for a job, you say, yeah, I get a job. And yeah. Then we have the other part of the exercise. You are going to have a party. So, well, you have a friend, Gary, but you're not sure if you should invite him. Maybe he doesn't know the rest of the people in the party. Maybe you don't like Gary. I don't know. But you're just asking for an opinion. You're not sure, you don't want to go right ahead and invite him or not. So you ask your friend, hey, do you think I should invite Gary? And then your friend, maybe they do like Gary and they will tell you, oh yeah, I think you should. Let's invite Gary. Or maybe they hate Gary, so they will tell you, no, of course not. Anyway, that finishes exercise 32.3. Exercise 32.4. We have we should write the sentences with either I think and something should do something, or I don't think someone should do something. So it could be you, me, he, she, it, or whatever, and then or we will look at the exercise and see what we have. So we have to get up early tomorrow. So we have an early meeting tomorrow, so maybe it's a good idea to go home now. So I think we should go home now. So I think, and then we, and then the should go home now. So I think we should go. So because we don't want to get up late, we don't want to be tired tomorrow. That coat is too big for you. And then our verb for the sentence is bite. I don't think you should bite. So here is you're very tiny, and then you wear the coat. You look how the coat looks like, but when you wear it, it's too big, and maybe it's not a good idea to wear it because it will not fit you well. So I don't think you should bite. So in all the sentences, we have I think or I don't think, and then the rest of the sentence with should. So let's look at this. You don't need your car. Well, you bought a car because you wanted to buy a car, but you don't drive it that much. You don't go to work by it, and you mostly walk everywhere. So I think let's do it in gray. I think you should sell it. So I think it's a good idea if you sell it. Otherwise, it's just sitting there and doesn't do anything, and you can get some money if you sold it. Then our next sentence in this exercise, Karen needs a rest, have a holiday. So the sentence we use is have a holiday. So Karen is tired, she works hard, she works a lot, she didn't have a holiday for a while. So I think Karen I think Karen should have a holiday. Of course, not right now. Not many people can take a holiday, so maybe later on Karen should take a holiday. Sarah and Dan are too young, and then the sentences get married. So Sarah and Dan, they're just too young, and depending on where you're from, that could be anything. So maybe they're just in uni, and oh, they want to get married, and they shouldn't because they're too young. So we would say here, I think they. So we can either say, I don't think they should get married, or I think they shouldn't get married. But because the exercise say, I don't think or I think, so we will use I don't think here. So I don't think, and then they should get married. We can also say, I think they shouldn't get married. but because the exercise asks for the first one, so it's the first one, but both are correct. You are not well this morning. Go to work. That's our sentence. So you woke up, you have a fever, you're maybe coughing a bit, maybe corona, maybe not, but whatever. In any case, you shouldn't go to work. So in this case, I don't think you should go to work. And again, as I said before, it could be I don't think you should go to work, or I think you shouldn't go to work. Both are correct. Then we look at the next one. James isn't well today. Go to the doctor. That's our sentence. So before, the beginning of the sentence was similar. So someone was ill, but before they shouldn't go to work. Now they should go to the doctor. So I can say, I think James should go to the doctor. So I think James isn't well, he's very sick, he should go to the doctor. Then the last one in this exercise, the hotel is too expensive for us. So we finally managing to go on holiday, but the hotel we found is very expensive and we shouldn't stay here. So in my opinion, I don't think we should stay there. So we have I don't think because that's the exercise. We always say I don't think, or I think, and we used we here because we're talking about us. So it's us, so then we'll talk about what we are doing. So that finishes exercise 32.4. Exercise 32.5. What do you think? Write sentences with should. So we have questions, like we have something and then we write something with should. So I think everybody should learn another language. There are many languages. It's good to learn another language. I know English and Arabic and maybe a bit of Spanish. But so it's a good idea to learn another language. You could talk to many people. You could learn from many people. And a lot of you here are learning English, which is another language for you, which is useful. So I think everybody should learn another language. I think everybody, then we can say, I think everybody should stay home. So in this time, everybody should stay home because it's a good idea that people stay home. I don't think. Let's try a sentence with I don't think. If you have examples, please write them in the comments. That would be good to have to see what you can write and then maybe correct them if there's any mistake in it. And if not, then I will include it in the PowerPoint as well. And then we put it on the blog later on. So I don't think we should meet many people now. So in this time, we should stay home. We shouldn't meet many people. I think, well, since I'm staying home, maybe do something good and useful. So let's say, I think I should read more books. So if you're staying home, it's a good idea to do something useful or something that will help you in the future. So reading a book is good. Maybe let's have a couple more sentences. So let's have four, and then we have another sentence with I don't think. So we are staying home or something like this. So maybe I don't think uh, you have somebody at home, he's watching too much TV, staying at home, they're not doing any work, they're not doing anything else, they're not talking to friends. So I don't think he should watch too much TV. So I will look at the comments now to see if anybody have any questions. Uh, yeah, anybody, please, like if you want, if you have anything, please come in and say and like give us examples. Otherwise, I will say a couple more sentences and just that will be the end of this lesson. Um, so let's look at another thing with I think. So I will write here. Let's have another slide. And then I think um, I think I I should work more from home. So we have been home for a couple of weeks, but I'm not really doing a lot of work, so I think I should work more from home. It's a good idea to do more work from home. I think like people should let's say should exercise more. So since we are staying home a lot, maybe it's a good idea to go outside and exercise for a bit and then come back so that you are not home all the time, but try not to meet so many people. Um, there's also another thing which is also very useful. We can say, oh, oh I I think more people should, let's say people, I think people should learn how to use computers. So now we use a lot of computers, and if anybody doesn't know how to use it, it's a good idea to use it. Let's have another sentence with I don't think, and then that will be the end of today. I don't think we, let's say which is something that is very true. I don't think we should eat too much while we are staying at home. This is an advice for myself as well as everybody. I don't think it's a good idea to eat too much while home because you're just bored and eating a lot. Anyway, that's the end, I think, of today's lesson. If you have any questions, please write it there. We can try to reply to you on the video later on in the future and maybe include other things. The PowerPoint will be online on the blog. And thanks everybody for joining us. And see you tomorrow. I think Arfan will teach the class tomorrow. We will see and then see you later. All right. Goodbye. Bye.